Rainbow Family Life Stories by Jodey Bateman. Interviews with Rainbow Family of Living Light folks conducted between 1977 and 2008. Scanned in 2018. Jodey Bateman may be contacted on Facebook. 12.B.Donna, together ever since. This interview was done at the Oregon Gathering in 1978, a year before Moonstone told her story. Donna. I was born in New York City in 1955. My mother teaches yoga. My father sold vending machines. I was 20 when he died. When I was 8 or 9, I used to have an inferiority complex. I wouldn't wear short-sleeved shirts because I was afraid my arms were fat. My family was Reformed Jewish, but they weren't real strong in it. I only went to temple a few times. My mother was pretty spiritual, but she never followed the Jewish religion real close. I started getting interested in Eastern religions, but I just believed in the spirit. I wasn't interested in organized religions. I started smoking pot when I was 15. I did mushrooms and LSD sometimes, but not much. My father objected, but my mother didn't. I didn't take speed. I was just naturally speedy because I was young. My mother tried to teach me yoga, but I was too speedy to sit down and relax into yoga. She was teaching a lot of middle-class women, and I wasn't interested. New York City wasn't my scene. I was more of a country gal. I used to go to this ranch in upstate New York and ride horses on weekends and in the summer. I didn't want to go to college. My parents accepted it pretty fast. My mother was more tolerant than my father. I took off for Boulder, Colorado. My parents didn't understand that, but they had no choice, so they accepted it. I really liked the Rocky Mountains. I had never seen anything so pretty before. I didn't try to get a job in Boulder. I had $200 that I had made as a waitress in Howard Johnson's, and I sold my car when I got to Boulder. I met these folks who were doing a Ken Kesey trip on a school bus. I left Boulder with them. I was the youngest, so I ended up as a scapegoat. They were real mean to me. We left each other kind of mutually, near Santa Cruz, California. It was my first time being alone on the road, and I was kind of scared. I ended up hitching back east on Interstate 80. The guy I was with, his engine froze in a chill wind of 80 degrees below in Middle America, Wyoming. I spent 4 days in a truck stop. I got rides with truckers. They took advantage of me, but I ended up getting a ride to Boston. I didn't let my parents know where I was. I was kind of young and stupid and didn't know what I was doing. I stayed for a month in Boston. Then I went to visit my parents. I was unhappy with my parents and we clashed, so I left. I went out to California. I hitched up to Oregon and heard about the 1974 Rainbow Gathering in Utah at Cougar Hot Springs from people I met. So I hitched to Utah. I didn't get to the gathering till the last day because I got arrested for hitching in Salt Lake City and spent a couple of days in jail. Somebody on the way gave me a piece of peyote, so by the time I got to the gathering, I was pretty high. Then I hitchhiked to Colorado. I didn't like Boulder anymore because I didn't want to be in the city anymore. I met some people from a little town in Colorado called Oak Creek. I went there and lived a while. I helped out at the health food store in return for food. I stayed there a couple of years on and off, going other places. I left there and went apple picking in the Okanagan Valley in Washington. That's where I met the people who later became Flowering Tree Commune. It was nothing then. It was just 6 of us who wanted to go south for the winter, 1975-76 together, and we have stayed together ever since. We lived in the desert house in Arizona for the winter. We had 2 peyote meetings. I cooked the feasts for them. I couldn't go to one of the meetings because I was having my period. There got to be too many people at the desert house, and we got run off by the cops. We all traveled together for a while. Then me and Dennis went to visit some people in Arkansas for the spring of 1976. Then we went to the Montana gathering. It was kind of spacey, but I liked it. We looked for the people we had been traveling with before, but we didn't see them. We did meet up with Blackjack and Red Dog. The 4 of us were going to pick apples in the Okanagan Valley, and we stopped at the food co-op and asked where our friends might be, and they said Flowering Tree Farm. The owners live in Seattle. They gave the name Flowering Tree to the land. We moved on Flowering Tree. We harvested a lot of fruit for ourselves for free in the Okanagan Valley. We had a garden and did leather work at Flowering Tree. We don't live there anymore. We're displaced persons because we got to be too many people, and the owners didn't want us to live there anymore. Also, we got too popular and we were getting burnt out from people hanging out there. We moved to Idaho for a couple of months, and then most of the commune came to the Okanagan Valley because the climate wasn't good for our horses in Idaho. Some people in Washington let us keep horses on their land. Dennis and I had a daughter, Chekwala, born on Flowering Tree, November 18, 1977. Her name is Kwakiutl Indian. I found it in a book and thought it was pretty. I got rid of my inferiority complex with time growing up.